So, watching a few videos and reading up a little bit, and I gotta give a shout out to John Campia, because he did a video from his office. I don't know if it was part of the John Campia show or he just did it on his own yesterday, but he talked about, what residuals were, and I heard what he was saying. And pretty much what the residuals that are one of the main focuses outside of AI and the other stuff, but AI and residuals are the main focus. When he talked about AI, not AI, but when he talked about the residuals, and I do apologize, it's early. But when he talked about the residuals, I think any of us that heard what he had to say, or heard anybody else that talked about it or read about it, had to say, or read up on it, I should say, and also heard what people had to say, we pretty much had an idea that, that's exactly what this is all about. Because he basically put it in layman terms that a residual is, the fact that every time, somebody, or anytime somebody like me, you, we go out and let's say, we purchase, let's see, what can I use as an example? Can I use as an example here? Okay, like let's say the Wolverine. All right. Maybe you can see that. Yeah, but let's say the Wolverine here. Anytime somebody goes out and purchases, there we go. Anytime somebody goes out and purchases the Wolverine, Hugh Jackman and the cast in that movie, and the writers and all that, the directors and all that, they get a percentage of that. They get residuals. They get they get a percentage. They get some kind of payment directly deposited into the bank account, or they have a check mailed to them. That's basically what a residual is. Same with video on demand. They will, if somebody purchases a movie or an episode or a complete series or a season, digitally on demand, then the actors and actresses and all that that are involved in that, along with the writers and directors, they will get a residual. They will. And that even goes somewhat for animated projects. Even though the Animation Guild is something completely different, and they are trying to, the writers at least of the Animation Guild are trying to get some similar, or at least trying to get themselves aligned with the WGA so they can get something similar. They're a completely different entity. And even though some of them will, in support, stop production, on their projects, to show solidarity with the WGA and SAG, it doesn't mean they have to. I mean, let's be honest. You can't tell me that those that will say they're going to support, and be in solidarity with the WGA and SAG, you can't tell me that, behind the scenes, and everything, that they're not working on their projects, because they are. They are working on their projects. They're just keeping it on the download, or not download, but the down low. They're trying to basically keep it a secret. So, they're basically, still, getting things done. They're just making it seem less evident, or less known, in my opinion. But anyway, that's one of the main things is residuals. Like I said, if somebody purchases the Wolverine digitally or, physically, Hugh Jackman and the rest of the cast and the crew that worked on it, they get something in return in the bank accounts. That's basically about it. So yeah, that's the main thing. The other issue, of course, is AI. And I think the main issue with the actors when it comes to AI, I should say, the one thing with the actors when it comes to AI is studios wanting to use the likeness for years to come. Like the actors, they don't like that idea. They don't like the idea of, AI is going to come in and digitally replace them, or, digitally scan them and then use their likeness for years to come, even when they retire or pass on. They don't like that idea. So they just want, to, have that, pretty much put on the back burner, unless it's agreed upon or something. Same with the writers. The writers don't want AIs to be the ones that, take a script that they have and then point out, okay, this is what you need to fix, or add in a few amendments here and there to the script to make it a final script or something like that. They don't want that. They want something that, to me, I think, and this is my opinion, to me, I think I don't think either side minds the AI, but I think both sides basically don't want AI, being a main source, for Hollywood in the future. They want Hollywood to kind of remember its roots and where it came from, and how it came to be. Now, I still firmly believe this is not going to last long. The actors, again, they have more leeway than the writers, and the actors probably just like the directors and producers before them, because they too have more leeway than the writers. They will get what they want. They will get what they want. There's no doubt, because they do have more leeway. The writers, on the other hand, pretty much as I've talked about and others have talked about, and has been reported, the writers pretty much better enjoy this little striking, this venting. Well, I wouldn't say it's little, but this major venting that they have for as long as they can, because if with the studios, according to reports, of the AMPTP, if the studios are planning to do what they feel is necessary, cruel but necessary, and they know it's wrong, but it's necessary to get these people back to work, and so be it. And what they plan to do is make it is to basically rate the writers out. The actors, they know, could be waited out a lot longer, but they know also the actors are going to get what they want no matter what. The writers, on the other hand, are more, like I said in the previous video, they're more receptive as being the first victims of the entire situation. They're the first. They'll be the first of the two to literally fall, to drop out, because they know, hey, we can't keep this up forever, and we just got to take what we're given. Sometimes a strike like this, even if the side that's striking knows that there's no chance that they're going to get what they want and they got to take what's given to them or offered to them, sometimes a strike like this, historically, is just a way for a group of people, employees, in this case, the Writers Guild, to make a statement that, hey, we know we're not going to probably win this in the long run, but we're basically making a stand and telling you, hey, if you don't want this to happen again, make sure you always treat us the way we want to be treated, or at least give us something that's going to satisfy our needs. That's basically what this is in the long run. It's a statement. It's a statement to say, hey, we may not win. It's a statement of acknowledgement of, hey, we know we may not win this war, this time, or this battle this time around, but we just want to let you know that if you don't want this to happen again, make sure you treat us right. Give us what we ask for. And that's mainly what it is. That's mainly what it is when you get down to it. But getting back to, again, the main reasons, like I said, AI, of course, is one of them, but the residuals is another. I talked about, like I said, how, if somebody purchases a movie, physically or digitally on Blu-ray, DVD, or 4K, the crew that worked on it, the actors, actresses, the writers, and all that, they get a percentage of that deposited into their accounts or have a check mailed to them. The same with music, The same with music, for example. This is my Mariah Carey Merry Christmas to You CD. I purchased it when I got this. Mariah ended up getting a residual. The producers of of the album, got a residual. The music label got a residual. In other words, they got money deposited to their accounts, or checks mailed to them and stuff. So that's what a residual is. Same with video games. Video games are the same way. Video games are somewhat the same way. Anytime something like this is purchased, the wrestlers involved in it, the people that worked on the game and everything, they get residual, they get royalties, if you will, mailed to them, directly deposited into their account. Or, in the case of, let's say, what we use, YouTube, if you will, YouTube basically has this agreement with a lot of studios, movies, games, music, whatever, that if somebody uses any kind of copyrighted material, that, either one or two things will happen. Either there will be a shared, revenue to where both sides will get some kind of residual, some kind of, money in return, or two, basically, the creator, if you will, like myself, will be the one that gets the money, and there will be no issues whatsoever, because the content, the people that own the content don't mind, someone like me using it, or someone like Angry Joe using it. Or third, which is probably the most, frustrating one, but understanding, is the people that use that created the music that you're using, or created the footage that you're using, will be the ones that get the money. They'll be the ones that get the residuals. And that's, as strange as the comparison to YouTube as that is, that's a fact. Like, I have several fan vids. In fact, one started in about 2 minutes at the time I'm recording this, which is 7:28. It starts at 7:30. That's still viewable. People can still watch that, except those in Russia. But the majority of people can still watch that. So visibility is not an issue. The only catch is I can't make money off it, because that money, that residual, is not going to go to me. It's going to go to the people that distributed the song, and that being WMG or UMG or one of them. So that's basically, as strange as it sounds, what a residual is. It's the fact that since I'm using the music, and that's going to be the same for several of the videos today that you've seen before this. Since I'm using the music and everything, instead of me getting like a shared part of it, or getting the full residual as a result, the record label and the artist and everything, they will get the residual. They will get, they will get the money and everything deposited into their account, or have checks mailed to them, because I'm using their song. And every time my video gets played, after today, they will continuously get money from it. It won't be me, it'll be them. And it's, again, like I said, as strange as a comparison as that is to what's going on with, one of the main things that's going on with the actors and the writers, as strange as a comparison as that is, that's pretty much how you got to look at it. You got to look at it from, let's say, a YouTube perspective of copyright claim. In other words, yeah, you'll still be able to have, your video visible and everything, and all that, but you have to, comprehend, you have to, give, you have to basically give a percentage, if you will, to, or give something back to the people behind it, because they're the ones responsible for, you having the opportunity to use that in any shape or form, whether you believe it's fair use or it's not. But like I said, as strange as a comparison as that is, that's pretty much how you have to look at it. That's how you have to look at it. But anyway, yeah, That's mainly one of the main reasons, not just AI, because again, actors and actresses probably are not fond of the fact that studios want to continue using the likenesses for years to come, even when they retire or pass on. It's not just that. At as well as writers, not liking the fact that AI would, come in and possibly correct the mistakes in a final draft or rough draft or whatever, or add in a few things here and there that they didn't put in. It's not just that. The main thing along with that, and the other stuff that they want as well, which, they have a right, to ask for. But as I said in the previous video, the timing is just not good. And everybody's agreed on that. The main reason, in my opinion, is not just, the AI and all the other stuff that they want, but it's the residuals. And like I said, as strange as the comparison is, using YouTube is, everything I told you before that, and everything else people have told you before, like John Campia and others, that's pretty much straight up truth. It's pretty much straight up truth. When it comes to, making, let's say, the comparison that I did. Because when you're using somebody's content, even if you feel it's in fair use, YouTube and the agreement they have with the studios is not going to see it that way. They're going to see it like, hey, it's, like, hey, you can use the material, you can, you can use the material on your video and everything, and people can still watch your video. You're just not going to make money off it because you're not the one that created that footage, or you're not the one that created that music, or distributed that footage, or distributed that music. We are. We the studios, we the record labels, we the artists are the ones that did that. We the songwriters, we the screenwriters, and all that. We're the ones that did that, so we're going to get the money, not you. And that's as strange as a comparison as that is. When it comes to what YouTube does with the copyrights and all that, that's basically how you have to view what the actors and actresses and the writers and all that want. Mainly when it comes to residuals, outside of the other stuff, the AI situation and everything else. As strange as a comparison as that is, that's pretty much the truth. So, when you look at it, or if you want to look at it in a unique way, that's pretty much how you have to view it. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. What do you think of this whole situation? How long do you think it's going to last on both ends? Who do you think will be the ones to get the victory, and who do you think will be the ones that will fall? And do you think making the comparison that I did with YouTube and the copyright situation for content users, where, hey, your video can still be viewed, you're just not going to make money off of it because of the content you're using? What are your thoughts on that? Let me know down below in the comments, or the live chat during the premiere. Like the video. Superchats are open during the live chat. And until then, guys, have a good TGIF. Friday, I'm going to be on my way to the San Francisco Zoo by the time you watch this today with my family. So until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. But yeah, give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear each and every one of you on it. And until then, I am out.